Usually, I'm going to be honest. Crypto projects, gosh, man, Eric's gone through. I think Eric blew like multiple tens of thousands of dollars in Solana. We were in this, we were in that, we were in so many different crypto things. I know sometimes crypto triggers people, PTSD. But when you want to talk about a crypto project that not only has people behind it, but has real world application, TexitCoin is it. So, Michael, I'm going to turn it over to you, man. Let's talk about TexitCoin, what it has to offer, and give people an idea of this vertical that not only, again, you can plug into and create income for yourself, but you can also make a business out of it. So, thanks for coming in tonight, man. Really appreciate you. Good to see you, buddy. And,
Yeah,
man.
anytime, Brian. And let me just say is one of the favorite people I've met in the last year is Eric. And I like Brian too, but Eric and I have just related off. He's helped me in so many things. I don't know what I would do without him. So you guys are just, working with two guys that are absolute rock stars and winners. Just so you guys know a little bit about me, my name's Michael Tharp. I live in Michigan on the west side near Grand Rapids. I was a public high school teacher for 17 years. I did history, government, and economics. And I also help support special education students. And around 2006, I found out about this guy named Ron Paul. And he's a real libertarian, free thinker. He was in the House of Representatives for like over 30 years. He ran for president in 2008 and 2012. And he really got me to see and understand what is keeping us down. Why do we keep struggling? Why are we divided as a nation? And it comes down to quite simply money or the inflation of the dollar. And I started to really learn about the Federal Reserve and what they do in our debt-based system. And so I spent, the last 10 years really trying to educate people about this online. And initially, I was big into gold and silver. I still am. I think it's real money, it's honest money. But the dollar, unfortunately, I was trying to teach people about inflation, and most people still didn't understand inflation. But the last 5 years, where 40% of the dollars in the history of the world, of the US dollars, have been created in the last 5 years. Now everyone knows what inflation is. You can't not see inflation now. The prices are going up so fast. You're literally, you go to the store 1 week, you come back the next, the same, package of cereal or hamburger meat went up 50 cents or a dollar. And so, how can we get ahead? I think I heard you need to make like $125,000 now to even really be able to afford a median house. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So, multiple income streams, like they teach you guys here, is the only way to go. So, for me, yes, we want to make money, but for me, it's about freedom and liberty and decentralizing, bringing the power back to the people, taking it away from the big banks and Wall Street and the huge mega corporations and bringing it back to the people. So I got into cryptocurrency about 2017 because, in my opinion, this is the only way we can get our freedom back, our liberty, our independence, and take power from the middlemen that control us. So if you guys don't know, we're going to talk tonight about the digital wealth transfer. And no matter what your opinion is or lack thereof experience when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain, this is something anyone can do. And I'm just telling you guys, you want to get involved in the space and understand it the best you can. Because if you just put your head in the sand and you say, well, I don't need that. I heard it's a scam. This person got scammed on there. You will be left behind. Okay. Ignoring cryptocurrency and blockchain right now would be like ignoring email and the internet and cell phones in the 90s. To say, I'm going to live my life without a cell phone. I don't need one of those fancy things. Nah, I don't need an email. Nah, I don't need the internet. Okay. You basically can't even live without these things today. And soon that will be the case with blockchain and cryptocurrency. So tonight I want you to ask yourself, are you positioned for the digital wealth transfer? And we're talking about the biggest wealth transfer in human history. Multiple magazines, Time, Forbes, have said that blockchain and cryptocurrency is one of the greatest innovations in human history, right? Basically, we have the internet, and before that, you have the Industrial Revolution. Other than that, this is about to change
Jekyll
the
Island,
entire
November
life.
19.
We're going to go past that video. I already kind of hit on it. It talks about the Federal Reserve, how they create money out of thin air, how they keep us as debt slaves, and what are we going to do? You cannot work your way into prosperity these days. Maybe if you're the top 1%. You cannot save in the dollar and get ahead. They claim inflation's 3%, but it's really more like 8 to 12% because they fudge the numbers. So I asked ChatGPT because Eric loves using AI, and I've been using it a lot more since I met him. But what is blockchain or cryptocurrency? And I said, explain it to me like I'm 10 years old. And this is what it said. Cryptocurrency uses the technology of blockchain to create digital money you can use online and in stores to buy goods and services. But it's not controlled by any bank or government. And that's the key there, guys. Because in the last 5 years, people have been debanked or kicked out of their banking system for simply their political beliefs. If you guys remember what happened up in Canada when the truckers tried to stand up against the government and they took their bank accounts, the only way to get money to them was using Bitcoin, right? And other cryptocurrencies because they can't be stopped. They can't be controlled. People send it to each other using computers, phones. There's even crypto debit cards, kind of like sending emails or Cash App or Venmo or Zelle. But here's the issue with Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. You can be kicked out of those at any time for any reason. I have tons of friends who have been kicked off those places. You can't be kicked out of Bitcoin or Texit or other cryptocurrencies. Every time someone uses Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency, it gets recorded in a big public notebook called a blockchain. So everyone knows it's fair, honest, and decentralized. Cryptocurrency is the name for all kinds of digital money like Bitcoin and TexitCoin. But here's the problem is the people that are not paying attention right now are going to get left behind, guys. We're not here to talk politics. Maybe you like Trump, maybe you hate him. It doesn't really matter to me. The point is, this is the most crypto-friendly presidential administration we've ever seen, right? He has said multiple times he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world. He has signed 3 bills. Congress has passed 3 bills in July. One of them is the Genius Act, right? And then just last week, President Trump signed an executive order allowing people to take their 401k funds and move them into cryptocurrency and blockchain projects. That's $90 trillion ready to flood into this new space. I told you guys, I'm from Michigan. I was a teacher. I always thought I'll never get my pension because pension funds are so mismanaged by the states. But luckily, my state finally did something right. Is Michigan's teacher pension fund bought $10,700,000 of Bitcoin just last month, bringing their full total to over $30 million. So good news. Not that I'll really need it by then, but maybe I'll get some pension fund when I get to the right age. So imagine what happens when other pension funds and other states, the firefighters, the police officers start buying. Now even states are buying. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill to create a state Bitcoin reserve. So Texas, and there's another state that's doing it. I can't remember. It's somewhere in the Northeast. They're buying Bitcoin. And pretty soon the federal government will be buying Bitcoin for a strategic reserve. So digital assets are the future. BlackRock is the biggest hedge fund manager in the entire world. I think they have about $10 trillion. Their CEO, Larry Fink, said 2 years ago, Bitcoin is digital gold. They were buying at $30,000. And since then, BlackRock, the number one hedge fund manager in the world, has bought $75 billion of Bitcoin. So if you are not positioning yourselves right now, you will be left behind. This is the future, whether you know it or not. Now, the problem, of course, is there's so many options out there. There's well over 30,000 cryptocurrencies, and you've probably heard of, rug pulls and meme coins and Haktua Girl coins, okay? 99% of the stuff out there is garbage, guys, right? But I've been in this space long enough to know what to look for. The first thing you want to do is ask yourself, is it a layer 1 blockchain? Layer 1 blockchain simply means it provides the infrastructure for everything. It is its own chain. It's not built on something else. So Bitcoin is a layer one, Ethereum is a layer one. Maybe you've heard of XRP, that's a layer one. Well, TexitCoin is also a layer one blockchain. That means we can have other projects build on our blockchain. Does it have proof of work with physical miners? Now, this separates us from 99% of all the other cryptocurrencies. It's very easy to create a cryptocurrency now, right? But to do it with physical miners, and that's this big supercomputer you see right here, there's only about 20 to 30 blockchains in the world that use proof of work, physical miners. And that's what we are doing here in Texas. I'm going to show you here in a little bit how we are looking to build a massive mine of computers. Right now, Bitcoin is the biggest network in the world. And that's what gives its value is the size of the network. The bigger your network, the more people running these all around the world to record that blockchain and process transactions, the more your price goes up. Does it have a fair launch where the tokens are not given out to venture capitalists or insiders or one big whale who can just dump all the tokens? There's none of that here. And does the team have experience building alternative currencies? That's where we shine, guys. Is TexitCoin. We are spending massive amounts of money in advertisements to get the word out. We're on radio stations. We're on billboards all around the country. We are in Dallas, Texas airport. We're already in Houston. We're going to be in San Antonio soon. We're setting up boxing events and other sports stuff. So the sky is the limit here. And what really separates us is our CEO and co-founder, Bobby Gray. He has been in this space for the last 15 years of alternative currencies. So like I told you guys, Ron Paul, one of my favorite patriots of all time. Bobby's been personal friends with Ron Paul for 15 years. Ron Paul asked him to come and testify in front of Congress in 2012 about alternative currencies and how we fix this broken system of the debt-based US dollar. So he actually founded the American Open Currency Standard in 2008, which was an alternative currency that's still around today. He was using gold and silver back then, which is great. It's real money. It'll be around here forever and have value and hold its value and go up. But in this digital age, okay, we're not going to walk around with 100-ounce silver bars and, go into McDonald's and buy something. So we need something that's quick, fast, and very inexpensive to send. He created the original Bitcoin coin in 2012. That's called it's a cold storage coin that holds your Bitcoin. It adds another layer of security. So he started building these in 2012 and it was the CEO of Cold Storage Coins. And he's also a tech entrepreneur. Beebus is like a blockchain verification website to make sure, documents and receipts and records are verified with supply chain stuff. So he has an impeccable past of entrepreneurship and building things that just last and last and last. So what are we doing and what are we building here? Right now, you're watching a video of a mining facility. It's a massive cargo container that has 200 supercomputers in it. So when you purchase a miner, or what we call a seat on the rocket ship, you're getting a little slice of the pie that these miners and supercomputers are producing each day. I'm going to break that down a little bit more here, but I want you guys to see what happens. Most normal people can't mine cryptocurrency themselves. You need the know-how, you need the devices, you need a lot of energy and electricity, and it's very difficult for the average person to do. Even I couldn't do it, and I've been in crypto for almost a decade now. But what I can do is help crowdsource or share in raising capital to build these mines around Texas and secure the network and help the network grow. Let me get back to presenting. Go to the next one. So this just happened this week, guys. As we're growing and getting bigger, they're going to be building more and more of these. This is in Victoria, Texas. You see the big fog hashing cargo container coming in that has the miners in there, the supercomputers, that once they get turned on, that means our network gets bigger, our network gets faster, it's more powerful, and we're able to process more transactions, which means, like I said, as your network grows, typically the price of your token will go up. So the number one question I always ask people when it comes to blockchain and crypto, what is the utility or use of the coin? right? Bitcoin was supposed to be peer-to-peer payments, but because it's gotten so valuable and it's slower now and it's more expensive to use, it's really a store of value. Bitcoin has become digital gold. You know, BlackRock, Larry Fink said it himself. But what can we use day to day with each other to pay for goods and services that is super quick and super inexpensive? I mean, think about Visa and MasterCard. Every time you go to the store and you swipe your card, do you guys know that costs about that costs them 3 to 4%? Now you don't know that. They don't tell you, oh Brian, you used your card. It's 3% more now. They build it into the price. You know, in some places you go, they'll give you a discount if you use cash. When you do a Texit transaction, it costs a tenth of a tenth of a tenth of a penny. Now, what if there was an economic alliance of over 300 cities in Texas where the mayors get together and meet and say, how can we keep money in our local community? How can we help grow, you know, the economic alliance that we have here in Texas, the small businesses? How can we give them a leg up against these mega corporations? Well, what if instead of 3 to 4% going to Visa, MasterCard, and the big banks, what if that 3 or 4% came back to the business owners and the people in the community because they're using TexitCoin to pay for goods and services? And so, like I told you guys, TexitCoin is a layer one. That means other tokens can be built on top of it. So our phase two of what we're doing with TexitCoin is we're building what's called a digital dollar, or we call them downtown dollars. So it's a stable coin. It doesn't go up and down. It's just a digital dollar, just like you have with Cash App or Venmo. And so these companies are going to be incentivized to use them. And would you know it? Would you guess who is the number one sponsor of this economic alliance where there's 300 mayors in it? It's TexitCoin, guys. So Bobby Gray gets to go in and talk to 300 mayors all around Texas and explain to them how using the downtown digital dollars that'll be offered through Texit can help them keep money in their local economy, grow their economy, and help it be a win-win for the businesses and the customers. So let's go and look at the back office, and we'll kind of break this down a little bit. A couple things here. This is the miners that we buy. They're called Bitmain Ant miners. They're L9s. Now, not only do they mine TexitCoin, they also mine these other two coins you might have heard of called Litecoin and Dogecoin. That's another income stream for the company. And they use those, they can sell those tokens to help pay their electricity bills. So it's not just, you know, we need to, you know, people to come on board and buy more miners, right? As we get more and more miners and the mine grows, we have more and more revenue streams, okay? Because so that's what this is backed by. Proof of work blockchains are backed by the physical miners that mine them and maintain the network. So once you get a miner and you log into your back office, you're going to see so much transparency. This is our hash rate. You could think of it as computer power. So as we get more and more mines online, this will continue to go up. When that one you saw in Victoria, Texas comes online, you'll see this green go through the roof, okay? Because we're having more and more power. This is how many Texit are created each day. It follows a halving schedule similar to Bitcoin. That means over time, less and less coins are created each day after a few years. Right now, about 90,000 Texit coins are created each day. When you buy a miner, or we call it a seat on the rocket ship, you're going to get a certain share of those. Each miner or seat gets the same amount each day, right? So you can have one miner and get a certain amount. You can get two, you can get three, you can get as many as you want. I probably got about 50 right now. And I'll show you guys that here in a minute. So like I said, we're crowdsourcing or crowdfunding the building of these mines. Now, these are going to be placed all over Texas. We're going to have 35 total when we're done, but this is a global opportunity. Anyone in the world can join. And right now we've raised $50 million. So when they buy those $50 million, or when they raise those $50 million, some will go to pay for the equipment, right? So some will go to pay this. Some will go to buy that fog hashing big cargo thing you saw. Some will go to pay for advertising on the radio or buying billboards or, you know, putting the flashing billboards at the airplane or the airport. We had a record-breaking week this month. Over 2,000 miners sold in a week. Last week was 1926. We're probably going to break the record this week, as we've already sold 1656. We got 2 more days left, and typically towards the end of the week is when, it goes really high. Um, Now, this isn't the average miner or seat, but the average person that is in Texit right now makes about 5.8 tokens per day. And these come to your own wallet. So when you join Texit, you are going to get three. Let me take this off here so you guys can just see me. You're going to get three of these. You buy a miner, you buy a seat on the rocket ship. You're going to get this in the mail. This is a cold storage coin. Okay. And tokens go here. And nobody else can get your tokens unless they have this coin. Your coins will go here every day. You can access them anytime you want. They will show up on your, let me just show you guys this. They will show up in your app. We have our own wallet. You'll download from your Google or App Store. And you can see here this is just a watch only. Okay. But an hour ago, I got 16.49 Texit tokens. Yesterday, I got 12.9 because I bought a bunch of miners today. 13, 12, right? And I can just go back, and it keeps going. It's loading. Oh, there we go. Right? So we can go back to a month ago, right? Every day it just comes in. I don't have to do anything. This is my own wallet, and I can sell these anytime I want. Okay? I can turn those into dollars, send them to my bank, put gas in my car, pay my mortgage, whatever I want to do. And we'll talk about where the price of the token is at now and where we're probably going. So anyways, we are at almost 20,000 miners right now, or seats on the rocket ship. This is capped at 1 million. Okay. So this is not like we're letting everyone in the whole world coming in. And that's not people, that's miners. So I got 50 miners. Okay. And they pay me every day. I think I'm making about $150 passively. Okay. We're not even talking about me telling people about this. This is just passive that I could be making if I never told a soul. But once we get to 1 million, that's the end of it. And who's ever on the rocket ship will win. Those who aren't will regret it. So you can see here when you go to reward, this is what I've gotten each day. So I'm at 32. All right. So how much is that? I'm getting 32 Texit tokens a day. Well, guys, the Texit token is $2.85. So what did I earn today? Let's do some quick math here. Let's call it 33. So we'll do 33 times 2.85. $94 today. Okay. I could have stayed in bed all day. I didn't have to get on the Zoom, right? And this is just one of my accounts. All right. So I'm well over $100 a day just from passive income. And you guys can see here why you want to get on board when you first see this. I joined back in April or May when the price of the token was, 30 cents or so. Right. And now, we basically hit $3. We were basically close to it. It's just a matter of time. Right. So again, guys, we're going from 30 cents to $3. That's a 10x. That's what we call it in crypto, a 10x. Right. The coin has gone up 1,000% since April, March. All right. And we're going to keep going up because, again, when people buy miners, we take some of that money and we use it to support the price of the token. We already have another $3 million ready to support the price. And, we have videos that show you how Bobby is doing that and why he is a genius. So the last little bit I'll share with you guys, because I did a presentation earlier today and people asked these questions. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make a common question. And I bet you guys will have these questions and then we'll be done. I'm new to crypto. I've never done anything. Is this easy? Yes. If you have never been into cryptocurrency or blockchain, this is by far the easiest way to get started and earn daily. I'd much rather get paid in crypto every day than to buy it and then have to worry about when do I sell it, and that just makes it more complicated. But this is a one-time purchase. There's no monthly fee. There's no thing you got to keep paying. It's a one-time fee, and you get paid every single day for the next 137 years. Where do my coins go each day? Can I spend or sell them anytime? Yes. Your coins will come to your cold storage wallet. Okay. So you would scan this, you'll open your phone, you can sell them whenever you want. It's not like you have to log in and ask the company for your money. This is one of those things where like they lock up your money and you have to come to them every day and say, "Hey, give me that money. I want this money." No, it's in your own wallet that only you control every single day. How can I buy a miner a seat? Okay. We have a really easy way now where you can use a bank ACH transfer. So the money will go from your bank account to Texit. You will get your miner, get your access, and the next day at 8 p.m., coins will come to your wallet. And you might forget about it. Like literally, this has happened where somebody joined and they paid for their miner. Their coin came in the mail. They were busy. They were just like, I'll throw this in the safe. You could literally forget about it. Never tell a soul, never log in. You come back 6 months later, you either log into your back office or you open this coin up and scan it and you see how many tokens are there. I had a 90-year-old grandma the other day join and purchased 5 miners for her grandkids. She doesn't have to teach them about crypto. One of them is a 6-month-old. She can take that coin, give it to her parents and say, put this in the safe. When little Jimmy turns 18, you can give it to him. And all that time, coins will be coming to little Jimmy's cold storage coin that's being kept in the safe, and he doesn't have to do anything or know anything. So you can use the bank ACH transfer. If you're new to crypto, that's the easiest way. If you're into crypto, we take what's called USDC or USDT. Those are basically stable coins that are the same as the US dollar. And we can send them in on the Ethereum chain or base chain. If you don't know what any of that means, it's fine. Will I get a physical miner? No, you don't need to know anything. You're not going to get a physical miner. You don't need a computer. You don't need any know-how. All right. Most of the people in Texit have no idea about cryptocurrency and blockchain. Most of them are over 50. Most of them have never bought crypto before, but they're loving it. How much is one miner? One miner is $995 one time. If you buy 5 of them, you get 1 free. If you buy 9 of them, you get 2 free. What will they pay me each day? This is the question everyone asks. And I'm going to get a little teacherish on you guys, right? You don't want to measure your wealth in dollars, right? Because the value of the dollar is going to keep going down. So why would you measure your wealth in dollars? But I know that's where you guys are at right now. We'll get you there measuring your wealth and assets. But if you want to put a dollar value on it, we try to make it so it's about $5 a day at the time. So let me give you guys an example of what I mean by that. If we go back to, got 408 days of payment, guys. I mean, this is crazy. Let's go back. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, April 22nd, I joined. I got paid, let's just call it 8. We'll call it 8. Okay. I got 8 tokens a day on 424, right? So I'm getting 8 tokens on 424. How much was that? It's about, let's say it's 50 cents a day. Let's just call it 50 cents. So I'm getting 8 tokens at 50 cents a day. All right. So 8.
$4.
What?
$4.
$4.
$4
Again,
or $5.
8 tokens a day, 50 cents a day. Okay. $4 a day. And you might be like, that's not a big deal, Mike. Who cares? It's $4. Well, I didn't sell those tokens. So now those tokens are worth basically $3. So I got 8 tokens a day at $3. That's 24. So the short thinking people would be like, oh, that's only $4 a day. Who cares? The long-term thinking people see how the token keeps going up. So back then, somebody might have looked at this and said, I'm only making $4 a day. It's not worth my time. I don't care about that. But they didn't have the vision to see the long-term mindset and say, but what happens if the price of the token goes up? Well, now that it's at 3, I really made $24 a day back on April 24th. And we have a plan and a path to go to $16 very easily. I have no doubt that's going to happen. And our goal is to hit it by February. And we're already a month or two ahead of schedule. So again, once we hit 16 that day, I thought I only made $4. 8 times 16, I really made $128. On that day, I got 8 coins. When we hit $16, I made $128 that day if I didn't sell them. If you want to sell them, you can. If you guys are into crypto and maybe you're like, well, I only like Bitcoin or I only like XRP, you can do it every day. If you're an XRP guy, you can get your Texit every day, send it to the exchange, and turn it into XRP. Because you can't really mine XRP. Only XRP Ripple Labs can do that. If you want to sell into dollars, you can. If you want to sell into Bitcoin, if you want to sell into dollars and buy gold and silver because you're more of a physical person, you can do that too. The point is, every day you're going to get Texit coins sent to you because you have a seat on the rocket ship. You are crowdfunding these physical miners being built in Texas. And once this gets so big, guys, we're there. No one's going to be able to ignore us. That's our goal. Is as we grow this network and bring the miners, we are going to be unstoppable, especially with the amount of media and marketing that we are doing. We got some big hitters coming on, and by that I mean very famous people that I don't want to drop their name, but you would all definitely know them. And it's just been a blast, guys. I've hit the status of what's called Texit Ranger, so I basically get to do this full time. We go on vacations every few months. I'm going to Thailand in September, and the company's paying for like 200 people that wanted to go. Even if you I won the contest or I'm a Texit Ranger, so I get to go for free. But even people that were in the company and they said literally, if you guys fly out to Thailand, we'll take care of you. We'll put you up in the hotel. We'll serve you your food. We'll pay for your excursions. And that person might have never sold a miner, never shared it with anyone. Well, I didn't even get into that. I'll save that for another day. But if you want to tell people about this, you can make up to $3,000 a week. So I've made, just so you guys, because you guys don't really know me per se, right? So I've made, this is just one account, but I've made, this is the commission here, right? I've made $3,000 a week since June 14th. Okay. 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. And this is in one of my business centers. So if you want to share that, if you just share with 3 people, you get 2 free miners and you get paid $1,000 to keep it really simple. Okay. I don't like to get into too complicated stuff because you're still probably like, what's crypto? But if you do want to share it, you can make really good money. And we're just blowing up, guys. Like, it's crazy what's going on right now. I've never seen anything like this. If you don't want to tell anyone, you don't have to. You can just, keep getting paid every day and enjoy the ride. Well, that's it, Brian. I'm all done, man. If you guys got any questions, I can stick around for a minute. Otherwise, I probably got 20 messages to get to.
That was an awesome overview.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Mike. Guys, we heard about TexitCoin, I think January or December of last year, and we were like, oh boy, not another crypto project. And then Mike brought us to it again, just a few months ago. And as I said, with MI5, we're not looking to bring you fly-by-night companies. Mike did an excellent job at showing you the real validity behind TexitCoin. This is just one of about 8 different things that we have access to in the MI5 ecosystem. We're not going to go over all of them tonight, so don't worry. You're not going to be here for the next 5 hours because we could go on and on. Mike could probably go on for another hour of just the data points, the real life applications of why this is such a powerful vertical. As he said, he's making $3,000 a week sharing it with other people. The company's paying for his trips. He's earning money every single day. He's investing in a long-term play. And look, there's two routes you can go. Like Mike said, you can buy a miner and mine coins for the next 130 years and, you know, save this as your Bitcoin and cash out a millionaire in a few years as we keep rising up and up and up. Or you can say, hey, I want to play it safe.
I don't understand.
Be quiet, Siri. Or you can play it safe and you can, you know, maybe you're like, oh, I'm a little weary. You know, look, right now, what I've noticed anyway, since Eric and I got our miner, it's about a 2, 3, 4 month turnaround, and you're ROIing in terms of just the tokens that you're producing every single day. So yeah, if you want to play it safe, like Mike said, you're going to produce tokens for the next 130 years. You know, so play it safe, get your money out. You know, hey, I don't know about this, guys. Okay, cool. Go mine tokens for the next 2, 3, 4 months at the current price, and you'll ROI. Let alone, like Mike said, the momentum's going to go up. You know, God forbid the token was 10, 11, 12, $16 by next February. We're ahead of schedule. It's really a win-win all around. And as somebody, like I said, you know, Eric and I, we're not really, we've been in so many different crypto projects. We thought we were done with crypto. You know, there's one other crypto project, and we'll talk about that on another MI5 call that Eric and I are a part of. It's called Wealth Club Coin. We've been VIP ambassadors on that project for the last 2 years. We hold over 2 million tokens, myself and Eric. And you know, there's not very many crypto. I love my XRP as much as the next guy, you know, for those that are into crypto. But there's not many projects that we plug ourselves into. And TexitCoin is definitely passing the smell test, the longevity test, and the social proof test when it comes to opportunities. So guys, next time we do these opportunity calls, we're going to do them twice a week, once on Tuesday, once on Thursday. Tonight's the Thursday call. We'll have another one next Tuesday. We'll be highlighting another one of our opportunities. We'll be having another guest come in and speak. So we can't wait to share that with you. We're going to go over one more opportunity tonight with you guys that Eric talked about a little bit earlier today. And if you've been a part of MI5, or should I say, if you've been a friend of me and Eric's,